let me ask you guys some questions about our project and 等一下，找不到那个文件。
Can I say?
Yeah, you guys are.
You have to hold that like all the time. I mean, yeah, you can just leave it like there maybe.
It's okay.
Okay.
So thank you very much recently for having us. And yeah, we will ask some questions. Yeah, no need to be too formal. So it's related with sports. So you guys are the expert, and we position you as the subject matter expert here. So our ID project is more on to we want to solve the problem with sport procrastination, the barrier or challenge that is faced by some of the students for doing sport. So we conduct a survey, then we identified there are four main challenges that students face regarding the doing sport in their daily life. So the first one is lack of time.
Okay.
They said that their first main challenge for doing sport is lack of time. So, do you have any advice about solving this issue about time management for doing sport? For yeah, for what the type of sport for someone that has lack of time that is too busy lah.
Yeah, we got that. Okay, any suggestions for
Any
that?
suggestions?
Yes, I think
You can use this one.
the transition from the adolescent to the emerging adulthood is a very critical process. Sorry.
Can you talk louder? Sorry. Can you talk louder? Speak louder.
Okay. The transition from the adolescent to the emerging adulthood is a very critical period of the whole life. So the people become self-dependent and not rely on their parent anymore. So they have a lot of choice to do their interest things. So they may prefer to do something totally different to their adolescence. They become to play computer game. They about to. They also meet academic pressure and so on. So they don't have the self efficacy to do that.
Self-efficacy, yeah.
Efficacy, yeah. So I think develop the self-efficacy of the student is very important, and it's also a very important motivation to improve their daily physical activity and so on.
Okay, so let me just summarize what he said. So first thing first, we have to find the motivation. Like what kind of motivation they have to like to push them to do the things, because like as I said, yes, they sure have time, like they just don't want to like sacrifice their maybe like their later time, like their gaming time or something like that. So we gotta find the motivation first. For example, someone is spending like 3 hours a day playing like video games, all right, and like they suddenly they want to like develop a habit of like physical exercise, right? But so what they have to do is they have to find time, right? But it depends on like how willingness they can like sacrifice their gaming time. You know what I mean? So like how motivated they are. So the first thing first is to find the motivation. All right.
And how?
How can we find
how can
motivation?
Right. So you have to ask your like participants like what kind of things motivate them like in their daily life. Like for example, like for some people like they just like it kind of like it's parallel, kind of parallel to the aim of exercise, like exercise goal. You know what I mean, right? So like someone exercise for like losing weight, right? And losing weight can be a motivation too. Okay, so it just depends on like how willing they are to like sacrifice their time to make time for exercise, right? So yeah, you gotta find the motivation first. Uh-huh. And okay, so yeah, that's one thing. But for like just simply like lacking of time, so one thing they can do is so there are two things I think from my perspective. One thing is just like so our goal is to meet the guideline of like the guideline from WHO of exercise, right? That's the goal, like 150 minutes moderate intensity per week, right?
That's the goal.
Yes,
Target.
yes, right. But so and another half of guideline size is 75 minutes of the high intensity ones, right? So if they don't have the 150 minutes, they can go for the high intensity exercise. So that will be half of the time. All right, but for that it's more risky. Like people have to know like basic like maybe exercise skills, and they have to warm up properly to prevent injuries. Right, that one is more challenging, but that one will save a lot of time for them as well, right? Because it's half of the time, right?
Okay.
Right?
Intensive exercise.
Yeah, high intensity exercise, right? So that will only be like 75 minutes per week.
75 minutes
Yeah,
per
that's the
week.
guideline. Yeah.
Okay, minimum. Yeah, 75.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it can be like a choice for someone that is too busy with their life, so they can cut the
Yes.
time 75 minutes per week.
Yes.
But need to choose intensive exercise.
Yes, but I have to get back to him as well because exercise is a habit. So a habit,
Habit,
right? So that is so it will take time to like to form a habit, right? So it's kind of like the psychological process, all right? So it's a behavior change. Yeah, so that is a behavior change. So you have to start with behavior change.
Yeah, start small.
Yes, and then you can give them like things like guidelines, prescriptions, like what to do. But first thing first, you have to get them started. Get them started.
Get
Yeah.
them started.
Yeah. So find the motivation.
Find the motivation.
Yeah,
Okay.
find the motivation.
Find their inner motivation.
Yeah, there's two kinds of motivation. One is intrinsic, and the other one is extrinsic. All right. So
Okay, extrinsic and intrinsic.
yes, there's two type of motivations. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, maybe they can just try the high intensity exercise. All right.
Okay.
Another thing they can do for just lacking of time is just like maybe some people they just they drive to school, right? Especially a lot of local students, they just drive to school or they take maybe Grab, something like that. Maybe they can just leave their home early and walk to the school, and that will count as their exercise time as well.
It can be counted
Yes,
as
it counts.
exercise.
That is moderating. That is definitely moderate intensity exercise.
Okay.
So just simply walking.
Whoa. How many steps?
What do you mean by how many steps? So for the intensity, right? You want to like estimate the intensity, right?
Uh-huh.
So that depends on the heart rate. So that we can talk about that later. But for that, it's just any bodily movement can count as physical activity. All right?
Any movement.
Yes,
can
but
be
if you do it structurally, it will be exercise. You know what I mean, right? So that's the difference between physical activity and exercise.
Okay.
All right. So we repeat the stepping like the walking, that's exercise, all right.
Okay.
And if your heart rate, like for college students, if your heart rate can reach like 120 to between 120 to 160, that would be moderate intensity.
Okay,
So the,
120 until
yeah,
100.
I'll give you the formula to calculate that. All right,
okay.
but yeah, but anyway, yes,
Okay.
yeah,
So if someone like me don't have a time to like to conduct to do sport, then just walk, for example, 20 minutes per day. It can be counted as
yes, exercise,
exercise.
yes,
Okay.
that is correct. As long as you hit the target heart rate range.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
For example, I walk 7,000 steps
Okay.
per day, and it needs about 40 minutes per day.
Uh-huh.
So if I walk for 7,000 per day on 3 days,
Okay.
I already meet the minimum requirement.
Yes,
On the-
that is correct.
Okay.
Yes, that is correct. As long as while you're walking, your heart rate is in the moderate intensity heart rate range, that will be counted as
Moderate.
moderate minutes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, it is. And also for students who like drive to school, they can find a far away parking place, and that will force them to like walk to the
Yeah, force them to
yeah.
walk.
There are a lot of solutions to that. So yeah, you just need to just Google it, and you will find a lot of solutions. Yeah. Yep.
Interesting. Okay, let me summarize. First thing first, we need to dig their inner motivation.
Yes.
For example, losing weight, wanna be healthy, not fit, healthy at least.
Yes. Just
And-
find what they need and what
Yeah.
motivates them. Yeah.
Yeah, or don't wanna die in the young age.
Yeah, they don't want to die in their 30s. Yeah, that's a motivation too. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. Dig the motivation, and then give them some reference about the type of exercise that can be counted as moderate.
Yes. Moderate intensity, right?
Yeah, moderate intensity exercise. For example, like walking for 40 minutes per day, and we accumulate it in a week. So yeah,
Yes.
so it and if we do that in just 3 days, we already achieve the minimum target. Yeah.
Okay, so 40 minutes, 3 days. That's
Yes.
120.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
need to do 4 days, right?
Oh, okay.
Right? Because we need 150.
Oh, 50.
Yes, 150. That's the guideline.
Okay.
Yeah, 150.
150, not 120.
No, 150.
Okay.
Yeah, moderate. Yep.
Yeah, need to do it in 4 days. 40 minutes of walking in 4 days
Right.
can be counted as moderate intensity
Yes.
exercise. Okay.
同意吗？
Okay. Motivation, and then some, I don't know, life hacks perhaps. Life hacks, yeah. Find things that can be parallel in our life. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Any suggestions?
You want to
Any questions?
Second question?
Yeah. Sure.
The second question, what mindset should be instilled to get a strong motivation for doing sports? I think it's probably covered from the first answer.
Which one?
The second one?
Mindset. Yeah, it's already covered.
It's already covered.
Yeah, mindset is like
还是他们选的楼吧？
And the third question, I think it's also covered. What sports is suitable for people who are too busy for doing sports?
All right, just let me say something first. All right.
Okay.
So first thing, you have to differentiate between the exercise and sports. That's two different definitions.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So sports is it's the something we have like already. We have rules. We have like the complete structures, right? But for exercise, it can be anything,
It can be
right?
anything.
Just to repeat the body movement
Okay.
for a period of time. That's exercise. But for sports, it has to be like their rules, their structures, their things like that.
Oh, okay. So
Yes.
for WHO standard, it's more on exercise than sport.
Right. So it depends on what. So what I'm trying to say is, what do you guys want to promote on campus?
Yeah.
Just
Exercise and
Just exercise.
sports. That's two different concepts.
Okay.
All right.
Just exercise, but sport can be alternative.
Right. Okay. So and for the like the target heart rate, it's let me check it. I sent it to her actually earlier. Okay, so the easiest one, all right, use it is called the percent heart rate max. Okay, percent heart rate max.
PEARS.
Percent, yeah,
Person.
heart rate max. Okay, so for the moderate intensity, it's 64 to 76% of the maximum heart rate. Okay.
Sorry. 60.
64, yeah, you can just I don't have to say that a lot. It's not, yeah, right. So that's for the moderate intensity. So how do we get the maximum heart rate? So the easiest way is 220 minus your age. That's the most common way.
220?
Yes.
Manage your
Right.
age.
220 minus your age.
Minus our age.
Minus your
Okay, for
age.
example.
Yes.
For
For me,
example,
it's
yeah,
190.
for me, I am 17, for example. 220
So
minus
this is
17.
okay. This is not the most accurate way, but this is the easiest way. You know,
easiest
like
way,
simplest
okay.
way, right? Because for the general population, they don't have the resources to do like all the exercise testing in the lab. You know, so we just use this. Yeah, this.
220 minus our age.
Yes, so that's your max, right? And you just times 64% and the 76%, you will get the range, right? Okay, so that's how you get your target heart rate. And if you anyone who's doing exercise within this target range, that will be counted as moderate intensity exercise. Okay? Yes. All right.
Okay. Then okay, that's the formula for counting the heart rate.
Yes,
So
but for that, your participants has to have a
yeah, at
right
least,
heart rate monitor, right? Like any types of heart rate monitor.
Yeah. At least yeah.
But for people
more
don't, so
small.
for people don't have that, you can use the RPE score.
What is
RPE, yeah, right. RPE is
RPE?
RPE.
RPE score?
Right. Yes. Let me check. 叫啥来着? I can send you that later. All right. So it's just simple, like it's just simple numbers from there are two different ones. Okay, one is from 0 to 10, and one is from 8 to 20, I guess. But anyway, so each number represents the exercise intensity, like the person,
How he feels.
like their own feeling, right? Yes.
their own
So they can just check that on the like which number is that, and there's a number range will be classified as moderate. So yeah, I can send you that later. But yeah.
Yeah.
So if they don't have the heart rate monitor, they can use that.
Use this
The RPE, yeah.
Yeah. We need some references.
Yes.
So to understand this more. So Ibrahim, on the questions that you have.
就是怎么看那个它的 intensity 嘛？没有 heart rate monitor 会用 RPE 嘛？最简单了。但他们自己不是，这是就是他们就是运动的人自己要达到这 moderate intensity， 他怎么知道自己是 moderate？ RPE 是最简单的，就是那个上次我用过那个 perceived exertion of
standard
exercise，
device to
就是
identify
就是8到20的那个。哎，就是8到12是 moderate， 12到是
technology
是最。如果没有 heart rate monitor，
about the technology part.
就让他们达到这个，就是让他们达到这，就让参加人每周达到这个
OK
150 minutes moderation， 但他们自己怎么测量呢？对吧？就只能
solid and rich. Besides smartwatch and also our phone, is there any technology or device that you will suggest to us to like to promote or to support our exercise habit?
Okay, so for technologies, like everybody use the smartphone and smartwatches, so there's nothing else I think. But I think one thing can promote the exercise on campus is the availability of the resources, exercise resources. All right, that's the things you need to consider.
Resource availability.
Yes, like maybe you can make a map to mark like how many gyms are there in the campus and how many basketball courts, badminton courts, things like that, and their like operation hours, and maybe some and their fares. Maybe some of them are not free, maybe. So maybe like how much it costs. So provide those information to them first, and yeah, so that's I think one thing you can do. But other than that, like literally everything's on your smartphone nowadays, like there are all kinds of apps to support that. If you don't know like where to start, you can just use maybe Cave,
Okay.
right? There's one called, no, KEEP. EEP, right? So Cave, like they have a lot of like different exercise programs on there. You can just follow, and they're like videos, and they can calculate like your calories, things like that. All right. And for other things, you guys can just so recently I saw a lot of people like running, like doing jogging and running in the campus as well. So maybe apps like the Nike running club, the Nike, yes, the Nike running club.
Your head, Nike.
Yes, Nike. Yep. So not only they can just record their exercise data on that, but also they can like have a community, like they can build a running community through those apps. So that's part of the social support, like that's kind of will motivate each other, on this kind of platform. 还有吗？还有啥科技吗？现在还有啥建议吗？能 promote 的，对吧？因为 yes, also the wearable technology is just too expensive for like everyone, like just not everybody can afford that, right? Yeah, so maybe just use your phone and create some supporting like groups, yeah, and share informations like the resources and the community, like for example, yeah, just people who there, there's a lot of people like playing basketball, like maybe and play soccer, here, and but they cannot. So those like team sports, right? They cannot do it alone. So just make groups for them. Like they will find buddies to do it together, right? Yeah.
Social support.
Yes. And yeah, and one barrier in this particular place is the weather here, right? So you guys probably can. So if you guys get lucky, maybe find a like the indoor track or field, things like that. So people can run in the indoor, inside, not outside, because this raining situation will prevent a lot of people from from moving.
Maybe if you want to run indoors, you have to be in a gym.
I don't know, like I don't know if we can use the place in the arena. I have no idea, but you guys can find it out, right? Yeah, just find some indoor exercise facilities on campus.
So what if I do some stretching when I wake up? Can it be counted as exercise?
Okay, yes, that is physical activity, all right? That is not a structured repetitive movement, okay? Right?
Okay. Structure repetitive movement.
Right? So that it can be only count as physical activity because maybe your heart rate won't go that far as well, right?
Yeah, yeah. The heart rate slow lah.
Yeah. So why are we talking about intensity? Because different intensities may and the different forms of exercise may give you different result of health benefit. All right, it will give you different health benefits. So that's why we're talking about like different. Why we're doing different exercise, right? We can just all stretch in the morning and that's all, right? Because different exercise will provide you with different health benefits. So moderate intensity exercise will provide you with a certain health benefit,
Okay.
okay, which is maybe the cardiovascular benefit, right? Cardiorespiratory benefits.
Cardiovascular.
Yeah, and maybe lower the chance of you getting maybe depressed, anxieties, things like that. So those have been proved by the studies. Okay, those are known ones. You can find all this information on the WHO website, I think. Yeah. So yeah, but for stretching, it's only it has a health benefit, but not that strong as moderate intensity. Right. So that's why we're talking about this.
Okay.
Yeah.
It cannot be categorized as moderate intensity.
Yes.
Yeah. Doesn't meet the minimum requirement.
But no. But stretching is very important, especially if you're going to do high intensity exercise. All right. So warm up phase include maybe stretching, maybe just simply a low intensity walking, things like that. So warm up is very important for the injury prevention. Okay, so warm up is very important.
Yeah. Warm up and stretching. Still, yeah, still needed lah. Before we do some heavy or intensive exercise.
Yep.
And
Yes, because this is more like behavior change, right? And behavior change is a large, complicated, single topic, you know. So you cannot touch too much on that. All right. So you can only focus on one thing because it's not a like large project. It's a small project. So you can only focus on one thing, either the psychological thing or the physiological thing. You can only focus on one. Okay. What's your question? Sorry. 你要问什么？
哦，我的。And what are some effective strategies for promoting and sustaining those physical activity behavior change?
Expert 有啥方法去 promote behavior change?
For that sense, I think we need to explore the
就给最简单的信息，就直接给信息，因为理论他们也不知道。
改变他们的行为。
对，就是改变那个behavior change， 去让他们 adapt 这个 PA 的 behavior。你可以选一个 model 吗？
这个其实就分。怎么说呢？我感觉but I think the further things is about the physical education in the higher education. Physical education is very important scan.
就是现在能用的，就是现在，因为他们现在就比如说他们找了10个人，现在就要在10个这学生要 promote 他们。
And they are postgraduate.
太远了。Okay, so behavior change. So for now, it's based on like maybe 3 major behavior models nowadays. Okay, so that's psychological things. 现在最常用是哪几个 model?
自我决定吧
Okay.
What model is it?
Okay, so one is called a self-determined. I have no idea. Sorry.
自我决定 self-dependence.
Self
Dependence.
Dependent.
Dependence?
Yes.
Dependent.
No, I think it's
Dependent. Self-dependence.
Dependence.
I mean, there are like a lot of models on that, so we cannot tell you all of them. But you can just look. I think you can just look it up, like behavior change models. You will,
Behavior change models.
Behavioral change.
yeah, theory or models. You will get plenty of them, and I recommend you to use one of the models to back up your research.
Okay. Can you explain it a bit?
One I remembered is called health belief model.
How
记得吧 Health belief model.
health belief.
Yes, belief, not belief. Belief. Yeah.
Belief.
Yes.
Belief.
Yes.
Like their behavior.
So one example is how do we like have the physical activity behavior based on that? One thing is for example, I don't like exercise at all, okay? But suddenly one day, one of my like remote relative died because the doctor says he didn't exercise regularly. So I will build my health belief based on that to start exercise.
Yeah, because of that
Yes,
tragedy.
for your own health, you know.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
that's right. That's the health belief model.
Yeah.
好多蚊子啊 So many mosquitoes here.
Yeah. So many mosquitoes. Okay. So maybe yeah, we need to find scary tragedy on the.
I mean that's the example of one of the models, right? But that is not the like. So that one is more like clinically used. But there's other models you can use, right?
Health belief.
But that is just an example of the models.
Okay.
But your research has to be based on one of the models if you want to engage the behavior change,
Health belief.
right?
So there are so many models
Yes.
according to behavioral change.
Yes.
So one model that you recommend is health belief model.
No, I didn't recommend that. That's just an example. Because that one is more like often used in like clinical settings.
Often
right?
used for clinical settings.
Yes. So that's not an accurate recommendation.
Yeah. Yeah, at least you mentioned it.
Yeah, that is actually an example of how the theory, how your behavior change can based on theory like that. Yeah.
And I have one more question about our goals. Like, how is there any way that we can measure if we achieve our goals? Like, we were planning like creating a WhatsApp community and creating a map about all the facilities we have on campus. And and we will, Jen, are we still going on our 5 days exercise plan? Do we still have that?
So are you asking like how do you measure your outcomes?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So one thing is just
Because it's only a short term.
right. You compare like you. So in your questionnaire, you get the information of like their current exercise
Yeah.
time, right?
Yeah.
And then you implant your intervention, right? These are interventions, and then maybe after like 2 weeks or 4 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, all right, because it's small product, 2 to 4 weeks.
The question is, we don't have 4 weeks.
How long do you have?
We will have a presentation on January 10th.
So you have 2 weeks, I guess.
Yeah, but we have to finish all the projects.
Yeah. Just do it for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
All right. Just do it for 2 weeks. That's fine.
Okay.
Right.
But the doctor recommended us for a 1 week implement.
I mean,
4 days, is it possible?
no.
Yeah.
So
That is a long term. You have to keep doing it.
right. So for the exercise intervention in this field of study, so it's usually we do 12 weeks. We do 12 weeks of exercise.
12 weeks.
Yes, that's the kind of the standard of the intervention in this field of study.
Okay, to instill the.
So you can see the change, right, after
Right.
12 weeks. But we don't have that much
Yes.
time.
So maybe do just
Yeah, maybe just give them some simple information, some yeah maybe
just go 2 weeks, maybe 10 days.
they
Sorry. 10 days and compare like how much time they're exercising now, daily. I mean, I think you need at least 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, our
we'll find a way.
doctor just recommend us to conduct maybe 5 days fitness plan to have a goal. Maybe we are in a group and we.
Oh yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, that. Okay, that works too, but you don't have the desired outcome you measure. You know what I mean, right? You only implant the things, right? But you don't know if anything changed, right? In terms of behavior, in terms of exercise time, right? So that will take time to be measured, right? But if you're only doing a like small project to promote, you can just simply give them these strategies, and
Give them strategy
but you don't have literally you don't have the outcome,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. At least ask them about. Okay,
So like another
can
questionnaire.
you? Yeah, no. Can you create like action plan for the next 2 weeks for your exercise plan based on our information we
Yeah.
give to you? Yeah, maybe something like
Yeah.
action mapping.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
at least something like that.
yeah, one thing is like so you do 1 week intervention, right? And the other week you just let them do their own thing, like see if they can do whatever they do based on what you told them. All right, instead of like you're forcing them to do. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Right. So you can do coaching first week, and then second week see how they're doing on by themselves.
So it's let's say if the coaching is
So you can know if it is effective or not.
or does it help?
Yes. So we measure by weeks. Maybe you can do 3 days and 3 days, I guess, but it all depends on your time. But in this field of study, 12 weeks. That's how we do it. Yep.
Yeah, at least after they.
Yeah, but you have to have something to. So that's my suggestion. Okay, you have to have something to compare in order to get your outcome.
Okay,
All right.
comparison,
Yeah.
pre and post
Right.
position.
If you don't want to, like, if you don't get the compare the effectiveness, there is no point for intervention,
Okay,
right?
okay, comparison, pre and post.
So there would be no point for info. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
I think. Do you have
Is that all?
that's all?
I think that covers everything. 那可以啊，加进去嘛，让他们。
所以
不是，它不用指标的变嘛，它就是奇美的变。对对对，就是看，不是，他们最简单，因为他们不需要什么 theory 去展示，对不对？就是你看1周结束，第2周他们自己做的时候，发现比就是我们现在收集出来的这个东西，跟现在收集它时间多了，每个人多了10分钟，这不就算 effective 了吗？他们做的话，
Okay.
对，只要他们做了就 OK 了。
Okay. There's a bit a question. Yeah, for our age lah, 20s, 30s, what kind of potential risk that we are having in our age?
During exercise?
Yeah, potential risk if we don't
If we don't have enough
yeah, we don't have enough exercise.
Yes.
Potential health risk.
Okay, so you mean health risk of sedentary behavior?
Yeah.
So that's the word, sedentary behavior.
Sedentary
Behavior.
Okay.
Yes.
So, what's the greatest risk if we have this kind of lifestyle?
Okay, so you will get increased risk of getting all kinds of disease.
What kind of? Yeah.
Okay, obesity, hypertension, diabetes. So just type it in the Google. It will give you
Okay.
like more than 30 of
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
But just,
Obesity, yeah.
yeah, commonly things obesity, hypertension,
Hypertension,
so type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes, yes.
diabetes,
Yeah, type 2 diabetes, hypertension,
obesity,
and all kinds of cardiovascular disease.
Okay. Cardiovascular related disease.
Yes.
It's all
晚上下课请你吃饭吧，
close to their
Yeah, I think.
咱俩就守门兵士得了。
Yeah, thank you very much, Lee and
Okay,
Chris. Yeah,
thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're glad we can help.
Thank you. Everyone talk with